This one is specifically for those who are trying to figure out how to get traffic into their business, how to get traffic to their website, into their web shop, into their store, and who are not quite sure how to do that. My name is Wilco. I'm the founder and CEO of UpViral and Connectio. And over the last couple of years, I founded various online companies, and we've grown our business to quite a size. We're 35 people right now, and we have figured out a lot of different ways how to get traffic into our business, right? But when you get started, when you're like starting from scratch, like you're new, you don't have all this marketing experience, you don't have all the skills, you don't have the team in place, what do you do to get the word out around your business, right? Because there's so much information out there of people like who are telling like, hey, you need to do this or you need to do that, courses, and it's just chaos, right? It's like chaos. And in a way, I'm going to add more chaos because I'm going to share 5 creative ideas, how you could drive traffic to your brand new store. This actually goes back to a conversation I had with my wife. She's employed, she's not a founder, she's not an entrepreneur, but she'd love to be, right? And I'm an entrepreneur like in my core. I love it, and I always cherish it when people want to become one. So she's been playing with this idea of like starting a web shop, and she wasn't really sure what. And over the years, we spoke about what that would be, right? What that could be. She wants to create something that, like a physical product, right? Which ideally is personalized to whoever will get it, right? For multiple reasons, right? Because if you personalize it, there's a good markup. You can actually charge more for it. But also, like, she wants that connection. Like, she wants to send something instead of just like a mass product. And that was always like sort of like vague, but she wants to do something, right? And then early this week, I saw a engravement machine, like you can, like a laser machine to do engravings on whatever, whatever you want. Like if you want to do an engravement on my phone, I could do it. It's really cool and fancy, right? So like that would be perfect for her. Like, because if she would have that, she can just buy stuff and then just personalize it. And like that would be maybe a simple thing for her to start feeling entrepreneurship, to create her own product, right? So I got that thing, I bought that thing for her. But now in the meantime, she can start thinking about how to actually get traffic, how to get people into her shop when they would actually open up. And again, she has 0 marketing experience, so I needed to explain it in layman terms, and like also go for ideas that weren't as risky, right? Because some things are just more risky, or they take more time or anything like that. Simply by putting in time, you could actually get traffic into it, right? Yes, it will be time consuming, but usually if a business owner starts in the beginning, they have more time, less money. Later on, they'll have less time, they have more money, right? So depending on where you're at in your online journey as well. And the first thing I told her was like the Dream 100, right? So this is traffic strategy number 1. Once you know what your product or service is going to be, who already has that audience? Like make a list of the 100 people that already have that audience. These could be influencers on TikTok, could be on YouTube, could be on podcasts, could be on blogs, could be communities, but like the top 100 people that already have the audience that you want, right? So that's the first step. Make a list of those 100 people. Then second step, follow all those 100 people. Third step is interact with them as much as possible, like comment on their post, familiarize, like their stuff, actually get to know them, what they care about, what they're posting about, what they're asking, right? And ideally you get to the point where they also start noticing you, right? Like if you comment, they might actually like your comment, right? Like even though they might do that for hundreds of people, they have seen your name, right? After one time, they probably won't recognize it, but after a couple times, at some point, they'll start to see you like, hey, this is a fan, like this is someone who's continuously following me, engaging with me. Like at least you're not like a nobody anymore, right? And ideally, at some point, you'll help them out with something. Maybe they ask something like, keep an eye open. Maybe they ask on Twitter, who knows? A person who can do this and this, right? Oh, I can connect you with them. Like, try to help them out. Build that connection, right? If you do it with your top 100, even before your shop has launched, you can then go and at some point ask them a favor. In my wife's case, like she could send out a product, like, hey, do you want to maybe review it? Or maybe like an affiliate deal or anything like that. But it starts with that connection. So the Dream 100 is a good strategy, which takes time, but is a low risk effort to start creating that audience for your business. And the second one is content marketing, and not like how some people do it, they just start blogging and you all fall asleep. That's not how it works. Like you need to create link-worthy content, right? And these could be whatever, right? This could be a really good blog post. This could be video. This could also be like a tool. And I'm here thinking like a tool. I don't create tools, that's tricky. there's actually lots of like existing platforms that will allow you to build simple calculators which might be relevant in your industry. Like maybe for a mortgage, which is obviously obvious, right? To easily calculate what that impact would be. Like I'm personally into Facebook ads. I could easily create a calculator to calculate the ROI of your Facebook ads. Like that would be, even that is a piece of content, right? Doesn't matter what it is, but you create like a couple of epic pieces of content. It's much better to have 2 or 3 much like epic piece of content that is really link worthy, that people that really stand out, right? Compared to like 30 whatever articles, right? That's only the first step. That's where most people stop. They create content that they believe is good. After you spend in all that time to create that content, you've only done 20% of your job, because 80% of your job is actually promoting that article. And then you're asking, but how do I promote it? Well, you start reaching out to all the websites that might be relevant to promote that, and think of it from their perspective, not from yours. This could also go hand in hand with the Dream 100 I just spoke about. Maybe any of those wants to share it, but it should be in their interest as well. You might even want to link to them first, right? Like, hey, you know, I've listed like maybe it's the top 50 influencers, and just as an example, and you're actually putting them in the spotlight, right? Whatever it would be, and then they'll be more inclined. But you, like 80% of the time goes into promoting your article. Don't just create it, but that way you can create links, and over time that could add up. Again, this is something that you can do before your shop even starts. Like you can just create your content right now, and then later on you figure out whatever your actual business would be. Like you can change your website, but now it's all about, you know, creating that content and getting links from here and there as well. So again, effort, yes. Money spent, very little to pretty much none. The third strategy that you can do is communities, right? So obviously there's a lot of communities and online, like there's Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, there's forums, and there's like all these kind of places, right? But figure out like where is your potential audience, like your ideal customer, where are they based? Which groups are they part of, right? That's step number 1. Identify all those groups. And then you pick the most engaging ones, depending on how much time you have in your hands. And then in those groups, you are going to engage. If people ask questions, you answer. First of all, you're just going to engage. So people will actually notice you as, you know, one of the experts in that field, right? At some point, they'll probably start noticing that they'll tag you if they want to have an answer, right? Which is a good sign, because now they see you as the authority in that group, right? Does it take time? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. Because once you're that authority, you can get away with a lot more. Like you could reach out to the admins, start a conversation, and see if there's anything, like any partnership you can do. Or for example, if you see certain questions being asked over and over, you can combine this with what I just mentioned, the content side of things, create a really good content, and then you can actually mention that in your answers. I wouldn't do that right away, because that would be seen as spam. But if after people have seen you answer a lot of those things, if you then say like, hey, by the way, like good that you asked this question, I just wrote an article for you right here, like check it out, right? It's a really good article. Like boom, you get people going to your website, right? There we go, and you can you start building your audience as well, right? Number 4 is partnered contest or sweepstakes, right? So I was thinking for my wife, like what would it take for her to build them an email list? Because in the end of the day, email list is where it's at, right? Like you can build your, you know, a Facebook Messenger list, but you can only reach them for like 1 day. Or you can build your Facebook pixeled audience, but especially with iOS update, you can only retarget them for 7 days. Like all these platforms, they own it, right? But your email list, you own it, right? So I was asking myself, like, what would it take for my wife to build up an email list, a big email list, fast? And the fastest way I've seen people build an email list is using sweepstakes, right? We got a platform called UpViral, which is the easiest way to actually create those sweepstakes, to make sure they go viral, to make sure that people want to share and start inviting all their friends as well. If you want to run that as well, check it out at upviral.com. But obviously, when you create a sweepstake yourself, let's say you're starting a business owner, you have 0 traffic, right? You start a sweepstake, you still need initial traffic to join that sweepstake and then start sharing that with all their friends, right? What if you don't have that? Well, there's actually a good way, which is what I call partnered sweepstakes. It goes hand in hand with the Dream 100 I just mentioned. So like if you have a list of various people who already have an audience, right? Ideally, they're not too big, because then they might not be as interested, but like smaller websites who are also trying to grow their audience, right? And then you reach out to them saying like, hey, I've got this product that I can, you know, that I can customize for your audience, right? What if we would do a sweepstake for your audience, right? And they can win this customized thing for you, right? Like for your audience, which is specifically like maybe with their logo on it or something like you're really putting them on the spotlight. And we run the sweepstake for your audience. They'll be able to share it. You will grow your audience. I will ship the prizes. I will sponsor that for free. Like no worries at all. I will organize the whole thing. Only thing I want is I want to have those leads as well, or like I want to be promoted on there as well, right? So you do the work. You send out those free gifts to them as well, and especially be good for the websites that are trying to grow themselves as well. It's like they see the opportunity, like wow, like I get more email leads as well. I'm growing. I'm doing something for my audience. They can join that sweepstake. It's a no-brainer, right? Is every website going to say yes? No, not at all. Like let's say you reach out to 50 websites, you might get 5 who want to join, but that's 5 businesses who are promoting it to all their audience, and now you've got all those groups of people joining your list, and then you can do multiple sweepstakes after each other as well. So for example, we got one of our customers, I forgot his name, but he did the exact same thing, right? He created a sweepstake and he reached out to multiple websites to do this. I think he only did 3 or 4, and he collected well over 100,000 leads using UpViral, using this exact strategy without having any audience to begin with, right? So that's number 4, partnered sweepstakes. And 5, last but not least, this one takes less time, or maybe not less time, but like it also takes more money. So slightly more risk if you're starting out, and that is Facebook ads, right? So obviously Facebook ads is still a huge opportunity, and if my wife would get started, I'd highly recommend her to start out with Facebook ads as well. Obviously I get her to use Connectio to help her target the right audience, which is important. But yeah, Facebook ads is still a huge opportunity that I'd highly recommend there as well. So that would be the paid traffic source. So to sort of summarize, here are the traffic sources we dove into today. The Dream 100 to create a list and follow all those people who already have your audience. Create good content marketing, but don't just create it. Put the time and effort into actually promoting it. Join communities, engage them, and leverage those communities to grow your audience. Do partnered sweepstakes and run Facebook ads, right? That's what I have for you. I'll share this video with my wife as well, so she can learn also. And with that having said, I'll hope to see you all next time. All right, cut. We're done here. Let's wrap it up. Oh, well, sorry, you're still there. Well, in that case, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel where I share marketing tips, tricks, and strategies that will help you grow your business faster. So you can click on the subscribe button right now or check out the next video. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.